talked a lot about who's not going to be here, but the players that are, I wonder if you sense today that they're excited or nervous. What kind of feeling do you get from the ones that know they're going to have to maybe carry a little bit more than they have in the last few weeks?
Well, if I'm honest with you, it was sort of blah today. It was, obviously this time of season, things are going around. Kids get the flu and aren't feeling well and aren't up to 100%. But, I think as we get into tomorrow, reality is here. Today was the first, session we had with what we have. And so it looks a little bit different, but you can't worry about what we don't have. It's what do we have? And can we create enough excitement and some enthusiasm? Knowing some of the teams that are playing the next couple of weekends are in similar situations, and so who can adjust, who can make the necessary plays, and as you ask, who can step up now, and so those are the things we'll be looking for in the next couple of days of practice, and get ourselves focused into to play and not worry about anything else other than individually what can I do to help the team win. And that's my responsibility. What can I do when I go on the ice, whether I'm on the power play or killing the penalties or I'm playing 5-on-5? What can I do individually to help us have success? And if you do that collectively, it'll provide strength for us and put us in a position to have success. And it's a challenge. It really is. It's a challenge for the coaching staff, and it's a challenge for the players. And do we accept that challenge? And there's things that are going to happen in the games this weekend and the following weekend, and then you're going to have to adjust, whether it's a positive thing or something negative, or we score a goal or they score a goal. I mean, you have to make some adjustments, and you have to look at that adversity, whether it's something that we can control and play. And then at the end of Friday night's game, you wake up Saturday and you get organized. You look at things and make some adjustments and get ready for Saturday. And then Monday comes. And what happened on the weekend? I don't know. That's why we play the games. And then we'll get organized for Ohio State. And, the month will go by quickly. And I'm anxious to see what we can do. I'm anxious to see who's going to step up and, take some more leadership responsibilities and get themselves excited to play, knowing that their opportunities are going to be pretty high these next couple of weekends.
From a coaching perspective, does this excite you to have this opportunity to maybe get a deeper look at your roster as a whole? Obviously, you're a great team with these players that are no longer going to be here for the time being, but I'd imagine if this stretch goes well and you get your squad full ahead of the postseason, you feel like you had a deeper, stronger roster after that break.
Well, I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's about focusing in Friday and what can, myself individually, as a coach, get them in a position to have success. And so we went through some things today to make sure, we make a point of, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are important. If we're going to have success this weekend and the following games, we got to do some things that are going to give us a chance to win. And, those things we'll hone in on, and then can we execute that? And that's what we're going to see. So, and so some kids that may, have not gotten the ice time that they thought they were going to get are all of a sudden going to get a bunch of ice times because there's no minor league team. There's no group we can call and roll in some players and all of a sudden load or reload our lineup. It is what it is. I remember going up to Duluth a few years ago and we had 9 forwards, we had 5 defensemen, and nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You still got to play the game, and you go out and play, and people step up and people make plays and people surprise you and people disappoint you. And so the big thing is to get ready for Friday night, because that'll be the first look live of what we look like and what we're capable of doing. And then from after Friday's game, what do we need to adjust, and how can we move forward into Saturday's game? So our job as a coaching staff is to get these kids ready to play. And so am I excited? Yeah, I knew it was coming. We talked about in September when we first got together as a group. Well, now we're here. We put ourselves in a real good position with the games we've played and the success we've had, and now can we go through the next eight games and keep that success moving forward?
Along those lines, you obviously, like say, you've known this has been coming up for months. Um, I guess I'm wondering, have there, as these games have gone on, have you been kind of maybe quietly in the back of your mind trying out different things? Maybe you don't articulate it to the team or anything, but just trying out different things to see how they might work. Knowing this was coming.
Yeah, we've tried some different things as far as line combinations, over the last probably month just to get kids in positions or put people together that we knew that we would have if everybody was healthy. The thing we hadn't planned for, when Picard got hurt last, up in St. Thomas, that threw a wrench into our Saturday game up there because now we need another center, and so you get an opportunity to put Finley in the middle, knowing that when we got to this weekend upcoming against Minnesota that we were going to need another center, and who could that be? So there's some things that we've subtly tried to do over the course of the last month to give us a look. And so, but again, we'll play Friday's game and see what that looks like, because that'll be live. That'll be competition. It'll be in a hostile environment. It'll be against good opponents. They're probably doing a few things we're doing because they're going to be missing some players also. So, who can come to the rink and execute and play up to their capabilities and have some people step out and do some things, and it'll be fun. Yeah, so it's going to be challenging. It's going to be exciting, and normally you're honing yourself in on the last 7, 8, 9 games to get ready for the playoffs. This is like you're surviving right now.
Mark, one of those players who's going to have to step up into an elevated role right away, of course, is Raya, and against a good team on a rink where you got the weird dimensions behind the net, presents a unique challenge on its own. What do you sense her readiness is to take on that challenge? Where is she at mentally, rearing ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it now for a while. Greeny's had discussion with them, the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, and knowing that this day was going to be in front of us. So, your work habits, what you do in practice, how you prep, even though on the weekend you might not be playing, it's like that backup quarterback, and all of a sudden, the main quarterback, blows up his ankle, and now you're getting into a playoff game, and if you win that game, you go to the Super Bowl. Am I ready to play? And for both the goaltenders, they want to play. Every player wants to play, and so here comes their opportunity. And I hope they can trust what they've done in practice and what they've done up this point in time, where they're not nervous. I mean, you're always going to have some butterflies, which is just natural, but you have to be comfortable and confident in your abilities. And again, just give us a chance to win. No different than when Ava's in there. And I don't know what that looks like. Against Bemidji the first night, all of a sudden it's 3-3 after 1. Give us enough saves and give an opportunity to win, whatever that looks like in that particular game. And so, depending on who plays Friday, that's what we'll ask. And I mean, she's had experiences, before she came here where it's hard, it's challenging. I've played against boys. I've been in hostile environments. They can all reflect on some of the games they've played prior to coming to Wisconsin if they're freshmen. And so, what a great opportunity! Really a good opportunity. I want to play. Okay, now you're going to play. Where are you playing? Oh, we're playing at Minnesota. Oh, that's exciting. That's fun. I'm going to look forward to it.
Interested in the balance you had to make between wanting to get your other goalies playing time throughout the season versus knowing you have one of the best goalies in women's hockey who's there all the time. How did you guys strike that? What kind of conversations and how far back did those go to kind of come up with what you ended up with, I guess?
Yeah, it's a lot of conversation. Can we find some more playing time for either Chloe or for Raya? And at the same point, when we're in this position, and here we are, is what we've done up to this point been strong, and it has been good. And we've given ourselves a chance to win every game, and so You know, if you're NHL and you're playing 82 games and you have more opportunities to, you know, give people an opportunity to play, especially in the net, you're probably at a luxury with that. With us, it was important to have success up to this point. And so some of the decisions and things that we, ended up doing give us the best chance to win. And I've told the players, I've told other people too. Now, if you can tell me what's going to go on in this game, okay, I can make decisions based on that. And so you just never know what's going to happen with the game. Even our last game against Bemidji, where all of a sudden the penalties start coming, and all of a sudden 2 5-on-3s extended, and so. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of conversation. Did we make the right decision all the time? Could we have gotten more playing time? You probably could have picked a few more scenarios where we could have got them some more playing time, but, that's easy to look at after the fact. It's more, if Ava's healthy, I don't have a goalie problem. I've got one of the best, in college hockey right now, and when she's on, like she was down at Ohio State, that's pretty good. And so, but at the same time, even if I'm a backup goalie or with the 2 backup goalies, I'm watching, I'm learning, my practice has become my game. And so you just never know when all of a sudden, boom, hey, go in. All of a sudden Ava's down and she's not getting up. I better be ready. And so it's a hard position to be in. I get that. But at the same time, every day becomes a game day for those kids. And now they're going to get games. And, is their preparation good from the standpoint that, okay, here comes my opportunity. Well, I better be prepared for my opportunity. If I'm not, then it's, shame on me for not being prepared. So we'll find out this weekend and the following weekend. And I'm excited for both of them because, as I mentioned, all these kids want to play, and now they're going to get an opportunity to play in a great atmosphere. All right, thank you.